Good evening. I am Ryan Hubbard, one of the Republican candidates for the office of the President of the election of 2012. I'm going to start off right off with the issues. First issue is energy and oil. And during our current policy of energy and oil, we go to the gas station, we pay about $3.75 on average for a single gallon of gas. This is by far too much money to spend for a single gallon of gas. During my campaign, I will seek to change this primarily by alternative fuel sources such as electricity and nuclear power. Nuclear power for the homes, electricity for the cars. Because that would be insane for nuclear power for the cars. And by the end of my campaign, I seek to have at least 75% of all motor vehicles and homes run on alternative fuel sources alone. The other 25% that still have to remain on oil will be run on oil that is drilled in our own country, Alaska and the Gulf of Mexico oil reserves. The next issue I'm willing to talk about is welfare. Welfare is a good system, such as Social Security, food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid. I seek to make these systems less easy to abuse. What I mean is it is not right for someone to fake an injury, walk into the disability office, and walk out with a check. During my term, I will make sure that I change that. I'm sorry I'm saying that much. We're going to have to bleep this out. It's staying on. Sure that it is less easy to do this. It is much harder for people to abuse this good system that we have in America. I will do this by having stricter background checks and risk of federal penalty or federal prison time if such rights are abused. Food stamps will be adjusted to actual need rather than gross spending. And it will make certain foods such as high sugary ice cream or monster drinks that have no nutritional value whatsoever other than to bring a sweet taste to your tongue unbuyable. What's the better word for buyable? Unpurchasable by food stamps. The next issue I want to talk about is there's going to be so many skips. The next issue I want to talk about is firearms. Firearms are what keep this country safe for the most part. Yes, we have police. Yes, we have the National Guard. But police take a good 15 to 10 minutes to get there. And the burglar's in your house at that time. When you call the police, he's not going to be there for a while. So what do you have to have? You have to have a gun in your house. You have to be able to take that burglar down, and I am not going to take away your Second Amendment rights to bear arms. What? So take away your Second Amendment rights to bear arms. You are still not going to be able to get all this out. Take away your Second Amendment rights to bear arms that the Constitution grants you. And this will not change. It will never change as long as I'm in office or Senate member or whatever. I will never allow it to happen. Third option is health care. Medical bills are far too expensive for the average American to pay. That's why we need health insurance. But I cannot force this health insurance on you, as this would be unconstitutional. The recent Obamacare thing to universal health care is a good idea, but it's being implicated the wrong way. Like I said, to force someone to do something is unconstitutional because, according to the Constitution, we can't force anyone to take something they don't want. Just like I can't force someone to take a whole bunch of freaking aspirin because they know it's going to hurt them. That was bad, wasn't it?
Freaking.
Our next issue is affirmative action. I am fully against discrimination on the basis of race, sex, ethnicity, whatever, disability. My next issue is affirmative action. I am fully against discrimination of any type, race, disability, ethnicity, gender, whatever. As president, I will seek to reverse affirmative action to the point where it is non-existent. That said, I will also make sure that no one is denied an occupation because of their race. I believe that if someone takes the time to get their college, no matter what their gender or their race or their disability, they should be allowed the same rights. They have the right to the same privileges as any other citizen that did the same. The highest score will win, not just the one that's the highest score for that ethnic group. My next issue is church and state. In our country, we have separation of church and state. This is so our political system is not corrupted by thoughts of what people think God would want us to do. Even though, God, that was horrible. My next issue is church and state. Our country currently has separation of church and state. In my term of office, I will seek not to bring clergy members into the Pentagon or anything, but just to make it where we still have the same wholesome Christian values that brought us such prosperity as a nation in the beginning. I'm aware that other nations, that this nation has more than one religion of people living in it, people of more than one religion living in it. Every religion has the basic Christian values that we need, such as be good to your neighbor, do not steal, do not lie, do not bear false witness. This is something I will seek to impose into my diplomatic policy in the United States. I'm gonna fucking kill you, Michael. I swear to God, I'm gonna cut you in your sleep. I will kill your mother. Oh my God.
Hey. Okay.
I will seek to get these wholesome Christian values implemented into my domestic policy. Being said, I will make sure that all congressmen do not accept bribes and do not become corrupt just to get a promise of another re-election. I will fire any secretary member that tries to bribe me into voting a certain way because of a lobbyist or an interest group that is giving them an extra bounce in their paycheck, extra bump in their paycheck. Are you sure? You're sure you're really good at this skipping stuff?
I'll try, but you see, if I don't, then this will be a good video for you to take down notes, and then that way you can look at the notes, and then you can go straight through it without any stops.
Yeah.
Still rolling.
Oh shit. Seriously. My next issue is the budget and the economy. Currently, we are in a $14 trillion debt. We have been in this debt since the Clinton era, which, although good, wasn't good enough. I will cut anything I deem unnecessary from the federal budget. This may mean such things as post office only working 4 days a week instead of 6. There will be no cut in defensive spending, as we still need these weapons just as bad now as we've ever have. There will also most likely be cuts in the form of useless programs. Even though we have WIC programs, we also have food stamp programs. I don't see the need for both. So one program's got to go. It's definitely going to be WIC. What? I'm getting rid of WIC. Fuck WIC.
See, the point of WIC is for people who actually have enough money that they can't get on food stamps. And it's pretty much, you can get WIC because it's only for women, infants, and children. You can get it regardless of what money or income you have, I think.
So what's the useless government program? I don't fucking know. There's nothing useless. I mean, all of it's gonna hurt somebody.
I don't know. I mean, heck, you could talk about how Social Security is probably useless. I mean, dang, we have food stamps. What the heck do they need other money for?
Social Security is a bad thing. Fuck. Still rolling.
Yep.
How much minutes I got?
Oh. About 10 minutes, I think.
Sweet. Okay.
Most of it ends up time.
I will cut certain government programs that are useless, like Homeland Security. Homeland Security, although useful, should not be abused by the government to search every last thing about your home. Our nation is safer now than it was in 9/11, but that is just thanks to tightened security. I don't know any useless government programs. I think I'm just going to scrap budget and the economy and just go straight to the war on terror. Okay. Our nation is still faced with a war on terror, global terror, not just Afghanistan and Iraq. Even though we have currently pulled most of our soldiers out of Iraq, and we just have few guarding soldiers to teach the Iraqis to run the country for themselves and police the country for themselves. The country has still got many problems, and there's still many corrupt government officials in the Iraqi government. Soldiers in Afghanistan will remain there until the Taliban threat is completely eliminated. Osama bin Laden, although was their leader, there is still a threat. Just as there would be a threat if we killed Hitler during World War II, way before he killed himself, there would still be a German army and there would still be generals. And they all have to be stopped just as much as Hitler did, in the same manner. The current conflict in Libya seeks to get rid of the dictator, Gaddafi, who has maliciously killed his own people in an act to quell protest for removal of his office, These anti-global terror initiatives will mean that we will live in a future peace that will not have any terror. During my campaign, we will continue the war on terror, and we will always continue until there's not a single terrorist living. We can put them in Guantanamo Bay, we can interrogate them, but in the end, they're still just a terrorist. And I'm not talking about just Islamic people. Islamic people are not all terrorists. The majority of Islamic people are anti-terrorist. Using the stereotype that every Islamic person goes in and puts a bomb to their chest and goes in a bus and blows it up to hurt innocent people is wrong. Because Islamic people believe in the 5 pillars of Islam. Look up Pillars of Islam. We're gonna have to fix it.
I can't.
Most Islamic people believe in every last word of the Quran, not just jihad. And they know the correct meaning of jihad. Jihad is when you are being attacked for your religious reasons. Like, say, a whole nation's being attacked because it was Islamic, then that nation could pronounce jihad because its religion was being encroached on by another nation. In my office, in my campaign, I will further fund any more acts of global terrorism, even if it has take place in the Balkans of Europe, Ukraine, South America, or Africa. I will make sure that no terrorist can ever sleep comfortably in a nation that hates the U.S. I will make sure that there are definitely more Navy SEALs to get the job done. My second to closing issue that I wish to talk about is gays in the military. I have no problem with homosexuals in the military. I think the more men in the military, the more men and women in the military, the better. It teaches wholesome values, teaches you how, they even teach you how to do, goddamn. I think more men and women in the military is great. The bigger military we have, the stronger our defense system works. As we are still currently in recession, the best thing to go for right now is military because of the benefits and the chance to serve your country. My closing issue is probably the most controversial one, and that issue is abortion. Being that I am a wholesomely Christian presidential candidate, I think the idea of abortion, other than rape of the mother or to save the life of the mother, is completely unethical and should not be allowed. I think mothers that participate in said abortion, other than the two reasons listed, will face jail time of a maximum up to 10 years for third-degree murder. I will go through Congress to make sure that this law is passed. God bless you, and remember, it's cool to be a Republican.